this idea of retreat. Because often when we hear the word, when somebody says the word retreat, it can sound like something extra, something indulgent, or very often in my experience with the wonderful women that I work with or come across, it can sound like, oh, something I definitely would love to do. But at another time when things calm down. So it sounds like something almost that I don't deserve or that I don't need badly enough. And I think that's doing a disservice to us because, the word retreat and the practice of withdrawing and having a little time of rest and restore and reflection is as ancient as life itself. A retreat is kind of a rhythm. And in the old days, in simpler times, I speak of Celtic spirituality, the wisdom tradition in this part of the world. But wherever you're standing now, you have your wisdom tradition. And in those older days, simpler times, that rhythm was more natural. There were times to gather, there were times to step back, step into an intentional pause, you might say. Times of connecting with yourself, times of expression, times of rest and restoration. And in a way, in the wisdom tradition we have here in Ireland, in the Celtic spirituality, the land itself modeled that, showed us that, invited us into that rhythm. We already know that the trees don't bloom all year. The fields are not harvested in every season. There's a kind of a natural rhythm to life, a natural cycle of seasons. And there's a wisdom in that. There's a deep, healing, nourishing, life affirming wisdom in the stepping away into something deeper so that we can return. Am I talking any sense? It's kind of counter cultural, counterintuitive. And at times, do you know what? It can be really threatening, I think, for our 21st century nervous system. When the likes of Dee Hennessy starts talking about pausing or reflecting or mirroring the seasons so that there are times of rest and restore. So it's no easy thing. But I suppose what I'm inviting us into here is, but it's also natural. And we're a little less skillful in fast paced 20th century living. But here on Inside Timer, we do dip into that energy quite a lot, don't we? Of pausing, of resting, of restoring. And so a retreat is kind of an experience of that. I don't know what brings you into the room, but I'm so happy to be here to be talking about, yeah, the very human activity of withdrawing, of quietening, of reflecting, of noticing ourselves, of noticing what might be nourishing or supportive of me right now. And yeah, stepping into the light then in a way that supports me growing being myself.